I teach every day because I want children to be the best they can be, and everyone needs to graduate from high school, and this is the road to graduation and beyond.
In my position at the high school, I hope to help the students to make a better decisions about their life as far as behavior. They need to understand that behavior speaks louder and sometimes than words.
Why do I teach? I've always wanted to. I had a family member years ago try to talk me out of it, and I'm glad I followed my heart. Every time I see a kid succeed, every time they go the extra mile and they are successful at something that they thought they couldn't be, every time they give you a hug or a smile because they know that you care, makes all the difference in the world, and it's worth more than any money I could have made doing any other job.
I became a teacher because I feel like every student can learn and they have unique abilities. And I enjoy watching students light up when they see the abilities and potential that they have that I knew that they had all along. And I just want them to believe in themselves and be productive citizens in society.
There are lots of reasons why I chose to pursue a career in public education. Some of those reasons are certainly practical reasons. Some of those reasons are more profound, but ultimately I think, for the greater good of society, every single child is entitled to a first-class education, and that is one reason why I chose to become a teacher.
Why do I teach? Well, to start off with, I got into teaching so I could coach football. I'm not going to lie about that. Initially, it was kind of a backup plan. If it didn't work out for me at the collegiate level, then I would go teach. But now that I'm a teacher, I understand that I teach for the same reasons I coach, because I want to see people succeed. I want to see people have the opportunity to be successful, contributing members of society.
I'm Liz Brinker. Why is I'm passionate about kids, I'm passionate about marine biology, and I'm looking forward to sharing my knowledge with the kids to help them appreciate the earth and learn about how important it is to us. So that's why I'm teaching.
I teach to inspire and support kids. I teach because I believe in them and want to help guide them to make positive choices. I teach for the kids.
I chose to become a teacher because of the profound impact that my studio teachers had on my life as a teenager. Not just the impact that they had and the influence they had on me as a musician, but as a person as well. So everything that they instilled in me, I just had a great desire to pass that experience on and turn those lessons into new lessons for others.
I love math. I love teenagers, so what better way to spend my life's work than teaching students math?
There's an old story about a fishing village that was on a river, and every day there were drowning victims. There were people coming down the river that they would have to swim out and save, and they set up watchtowers and they set up shifts, and they went through all this work to try and save all these people who were drowning. When somebody finally came to the conclusion and said, why don't we look upstream and see what's causing these people to fall in the river to begin with? That's why I teach, to keep these kids from falling in the river to begin with, so no one has to save them from drowning later.
As a counselor, my why is the students, ultimately helping them work towards their goals and to become successful in whatever they want to do. Unfortunately, a lot of family situations and dynamics can hinder that, and providing the love and support to them is my why and what I do, why I do what
My
I do.
why is pretty simple. I love teaching my students through the worst days and especially through the great days, and I enjoy watching them grow more independent each week, knowing that I can provide a positive environment for them while they're in my classroom and teach them life skills that will carry them beyond high school.
I decided to teach because I wanted students to be able to learn from the experiences I had had and to be able to reach a greater understanding of both themselves academically and socially. I wanted them to realize that they could succeed regardless of where they started from. And I wanted to be the vessel through which that happened.
My why is get from the lasting touch that you're able to have on students. If it's just you giving them an encouraging word or your kind gestures towards them on a day-to-day basis, that's just something that they'll always remember you by. So that is my why.
The why? When my youngest was 2, my elementary school was in dire needs of substitute teachers. The gratification of helping struggling readers gain confidence and self-esteem fueled my desire to become a full-time teacher, which then allowed me the same schedule as my 4 kids enjoying summers to rejuvenate. Currituck High has brought me full circle now, being able to build the self-esteem and prepare my students with skills they need to succeed. Go Knights!
Good morning, my name is Sharon Crane. My why for wanting to teach goes back to my childhood when I lived in Ethiopia. I would come home from school in the afternoons, and the Ethiopian children there in the village would come to me with their buckets turned upside down as chairs, and we would learn our letters, writing them in the dirt. The look on their faces and the appreciation for learning is what made me want to be a teacher. I love when my kids love to learn.
I believe that God gives each of us talents that we should use. And I believe that He gave me the talent of teaching. I love getting up every day and going to work knowing that I have the ability to change someone else's life in a positive way. I had several teachers who were there for me and supported me and did that for me, and I want to be able to do that for someone else.
My very first job was as a high school math tutor while I was still in high school. Burger King wouldn't hire me. Walmart would not call me back. What I realized is I did a pretty good job of helping folks to understand math. What I came to realize later is that other people did a pretty good job of helping me to understand life. I learned so much more from other people than I have to offer.
My why began when I had 3 young children. I began working in the school system when they were at the elementary level. Although not planned, I ended up at the high school, which was and still is a good thing. It is encouraging to know that if you consistently lead by setting a good example, giving positive direction, and feedback, that the students will take that with them and become happy and productive individuals.
My why is passing on my love of education and reading to these kids. Learning never stops, so if we can start it now in high school, then they'll be good to go for the rest of their lives and hopefully enjoy it as much as I do.
Why do I want to teach? I've got a simple quote for you. Give more to this world than you take away from it. That was told to me by my high school football coach and it's stuck with me ever since. This is me giving back to the world. I want to help students not only physically and athletically, but socially and mentally as well. Coach Daniels is always here for you. I got your back. Let's go Knights.
I never wanted to be a teacher growing up, not even when I started college. But by chance, I took an introduction to special education class, and I loved it. Every day in my room is different. Some days are great, some days are very challenging, but the kids make it all worth it. Their smiles and laughs, their academic achievements, and becoming independent adults. That's why I come. I want to show the world that they matter.
I teach because that gives me a reason for being. I take meaning for myself out of watching my students go from being kids to competent young adults and knowing that I have contributed to their development. That gives me a reason to keep coming back despite hard times and doing my very best every single day.
I stumbled into my first TA position sort of by accident, and it turns out that I love it. I love working with kids with special needs, helping them to learn and grow, and I'm very proud to be an advocate for them when they need one.
Why did I choose to be a teacher? Well, it wasn't what I had planned, but the opportunity to teach at Currituck County High School surfaced at a time in my life when I was looking for a second career. Looking back at the decision now, after almost 15 years of teaching, I can only say that it's the most rewarding and challenging work that a person could ever do.
Hey everybody, it's Jeff Dover. I decided to become a teacher so that I could coach, and it occurred to me in my coaching career that coaching is nothing more than teaching, and all I ever wanted to do was make my athletes better, and that translates naturally into what I like to do in the classroom, which is to take a complex subject and make it simple for my students.
My why is pretty simple.
I choose to be an educator because I want to serve as a positive role model for my students. Each student deserves a person or a champion in their lives who will help them to become something better than they even think is possible. And I hope that my own 2 kids are surrounded by those types of champions all throughout their school career.
I chose to become a teacher because I really enjoy being able to have an impact on the students' lives. And it's not just about the content we teach, it's also about just our daily interactions with them and all of the things that they take away just by talking to us and the things we learn from them. And I think high school is actually a really cool place to be because you start off with these freshmen that are kind of scared, a little bit nervous, and then by the end of the 4 years they've gone on to do all these amazing things, and that's really exciting to see.
Hi, I'm Sherry Folks, and I'm a science teacher here at Currituck County High School, and these
are my reasons for teaching.
My why for being here is to make a difference in each and every individual that comes through the program. And also, I like to ensure that everyone that comes through our program, not only the program, but in the school period, has a sense of an awareness of how important it is to be physically fit. And hopefully I can make a difference not only in their attitude and their lives as they come through.
I chose to be a teacher because when I was a little girl, I was always playing teacher. And some might say that I enjoy being bossy and telling kids what to do. But mostly, I think I really enjoy the youth and the challenges that they pose for me every day, and then watching them change and grow as young adults. Teaching 10th graders for 27 years, I get the joy of finally watching them walk across that stage and see how much they've grown up.
I choose to be a teacher because I believe that teaching is important, and I certainly hope that the students at our school can look at me as a positive role model for others and to demonstrate how others should be treated.
My reason for being here, my why, is to make a difference in the lives of the young men and young women in this area in rural North Carolina that come from a background like me. Kids who have lost the ability to be able to dream and have an imagination, to see beyond where they are right now. But there's a whole world out there waiting for them. My purpose for being here is to make a difference in the future of our country.
I became a teacher so that I could make a larger impact on students' lives, and so that I can show kids that no matter what they've gone through or the life that they previously lived, that they can be whatever they want to be, and that they don't have to rely on someone else to dictate where they're going in their future, but they're the only one that holds the key to that. But not only did I want that, but I also wanted to show kids that I wasn't here for just the curriculum. I was here for them and to motivate them.
I chose to be a teacher because I wanted to get rich, like we all do, and because I love the smell of the men's locker room. Now, I became a teacher because of all the teachers that I used to have and coaches I had and the influence that they had on me, and I wanted to be able to give that influence, pass that on to my students and athletes.
Hi everyone. My why as to why I choose to be a Spanish teacher is because I've seen what learning another language can do for someone, what types of opportunities it can provide somebody, and I want to be able to bring those opportunities to students who otherwise might not have had them, to open up their eyes to another culture, to another language that they might not have ever considered. And doing that each day in the classroom is very rewarding for me because I've seen me grow through it, and I hope to see students grow too.
My why is if I could just show one child a difference, make a difference in one child's life in their lifetime, then I've done something good in my lifetime.
I choose to be a teacher because I want to make a difference in the lives of students. I want kids to know that this is the greatest country in the world, that anything they aspire to be with hard work and perseverance, they can make that aspiration come true, that they have rights that other countries can only dream about, that these rights are important for them to understand so they can become a productive citizen and make the difference in the lives of others.
I teach because it's a family tradition. So many teachers have spoken positivity into my life and have helped me to become the man that I am today. And I enjoy helping to do that for other students, and I continue to do that, hopefully to do that again this year. That's why I teach.
My why is that there's nothing better than one of my students realizing that they really are good at math and that they are smarter than they give themselves credit.
Okay, so why am I a teacher? I think 10 reasons why I'm a teacher. I like to be a creative. I like to work with students. I like to work with teachers. I like to know I'm making a difference. I like the creative part of it. I like how it's never boring. I enjoy having a project, finishing it. I'm a sprinter.
Hi, my name is Zachary Carnavis. I am an EC English instructor here at Currituck County High School. The reason why I decided to pursue education was because I want to inspire students the way that my teachers has inspired me. I want to help make education fun, engaging, enjoyable. I want people to be able to want to learn to read, want to be able to succeed in all they do.
My why for being here at Currituck County High School is our exceptional children have enough strikes against them as it is. And if I can provide them with the opportunities to be self-sufficient when they become adults and be able to take care of themselves, the better off they're going to feel about themselves. So that is my why.
That's an easy question to answer this time of the year, don't you think, Miss Dowdy? It's 85 degrees out, sunny. Maybe we need to revisit that question in the winter when we're ready for a break. But as I enjoy this new water park, why I choose to teach is perhaps because I see some of my students that work here right now, and they've become productive members of society.
In a nutshell, because I could go on forever about this, I want to inspire students the way that my teachers have inspired me. And I want to help them in their successes, in all the achievements, and it is an honor to see, every time a student does something they didn't think they could, and I'm so happy to be a part of it.
I just started my video of why I want to be a teacher, and I showed you 2 of my reasons. If you're not in it for the kids, you shouldn't be in it. I love my kids, all of them, be it my own flesh and blood or my students that walk through my classroom. I am dedicated to each and every one of them.
My why is so that I can make a difference in the lives of students, to give them something they may not get at home, to teach them a skill to make them valuable in today's workplace. My agriculture teachers were one of the best influences I've had in my life, and without them I wouldn't be who I am today. That's why I teach.
Why do I choose to be an educator? Being from Currituck and experiencing the education and the people that cared for me was just something that I wanted to give back to my community. So to have the opportunity to replace Sue Ingram, Sue Williamston, who was my school social worker, has been a blessing, and I just am grateful to be able to give back to my community what was given to me.
Because I like showing kids that learning can be fun and they need to be life learners for the rest of their lives.
It's a great privilege working with the next generation and having an impact on them. It's especially exciting working with seniors, challenge after challenge after challenge, and then finally they walk through the door successfully completing their senior year. And we have great pride in watching them walk across the stage.
I chose to become a teacher because as a former student growing up, I felt like I wasn't understood. So I chose to become a teacher so I would be an effective listener and be there for the students, let them know that they are somebody and they mean something to themselves and to other people, especially to me. I just love what I do. I couldn't imagine not doing what I do.
My reason for teaching is quite simple for me. I just simply want to push all of my students beyond where they are when they first enter my classroom. I think growth is important, and I want to be instrumental in helping them grow.
Why do I teach? I didn't choose teaching. Teaching chose me. Let me rephrase that. God chose teaching for me. Simply put, I've never viewed teaching as a ubiquitous job. Rather, it's a calling. I'm a bona fide logophile, which explains my reason for teaching English language arts specifically. I teach because I enjoy creating out-of-the-box opportunities for my students to learn and to critically think.
I chose to be a teacher to laugh every day and to challenge our students to think about mathematics as a conversation amongst many cultures over thousands of years. Our students are thinking about some of the same topics that people in ancient Greece were thinking about. And that's kind of cool.
I became a school counselor because I care about kids. I want to provide a place for them where they can feel safe to discuss their issues, to problem solve, to come up with solutions that they feel comfortable with, to help students understand that they have the power to accomplish anything, whether that's solving a problem, coping with conflict, or deciding what they want to do with the rest of their lives. I want to help them feel supported and understood through that process.
Hi, my name is Esther Reed, and I will be teaching Spanish here at Currituck County High School. One of the reasons why I wanted to be a teacher was because I believe in cultural diversity. And I would like to teach my students that there is another whole world outside of our United States. And I am very, very passionate about my culture, and I love to share my culture with them.
When I started teaching, I can honestly say that my why was a bit on the selfish side, because I saw teaching as an avenue into possibly coaching baseball, which I enjoyed for many years. But I quickly learned how much fun it is working with teenagers, opening their eyes a bit to the many possibilities in the construction industry. It's fun watching them learn and grow and leave my classroom as confident young men and women.
I teach American history to provide students with information as to why society has changed through the years. I want students to see the actions of others that have brought change for the positive and negative in society. I want students to know that people's actions can make a difference in society. The laws we have or the rules in school are because of the actions of others. I want students to know that they could be the one to have change if they feel like they can make society better.
I chose to become a math teacher because I wanted to help students feel confident about a subject that's generally seen as hard or intimidating. I wanted to show them that wrong answers and making mistakes are just as important as right answers. They help us gain understanding. And nothing is more satisfying than having a student tell you that you made a subject that they used to hate more fun for them.
Students need to have a voice, and I think the visual arts give them that expressive voice. Learning to critically think about the world around them, question the world around them, developing that visual literacy so they can navigate our culture is important, I think, to becoming a global citizen. So I teach because I think it's important for our students to have a voice, and also they're awesome students.
Why do I want to be a teacher? Well, first of all, it's just fun. I can't think of another job where I get to laugh every single day, being around these people and being around these kids that you get to see grow every single day. And you get to make an impact and make a difference in every single child's life. I also get to coach, and I get to help these young men grow in ways outside the classroom that I never would have thought possible.
Hi, this is Virginia. I chose to be a teacher because I had two very inspirational teachers when I was in high school. One was an English teacher who just inspired us to do creative things in her classroom, inspired a great community, and we always felt loved in her room. And I had a biology teacher who I also loved and who was wonderful, made things easy.
My why is that I have a passion to educate all students. I've been blessed to work with some students that have some significant challenges, but even through that, I'm encouraged by the fact that I'm able to see them improve every day, as well as I'm able to get the opportunity to do some things that not a lot of people are able to do. So I hope that I have a positive impact on their lives as well as the lives of all students.
This is my why. My passion for agriculture and for the National FFA organization. My why depends on my students' needs and what they need to be successful. My why is teaching them leadership skills, teaching them to serve, teaching them to be accountable, and to be good members of our community. My why is giving them a safe place that they feel that they can come and learn and be themselves and share their passion for agriculture.
So I went into teaching for the students. I want to be able to give them the knowledge that they need to pursue a health career after high school, whether they decide to go to college or go straight into the workforce as a nursing assistant. I want to be here to give them the tools that they need to make that decision and encourage them to follow their dreams.
Why do I do this? Because Abby wants me to get a job. Actually, my wife said that I could not stay home after I retired. So that pointed at me. I do enjoy it, and I really wish I would have switched careers earlier.
I think the high school years are really important in a person's life. For some, they sail right through, and for others, it can be a little more difficult. I teach because I've seen what art can do for a student. When a student doesn't think they should even be in an art class and they create a work of art that they truly love and are proud of, I know that can be the start for a rich high school experience.
My why. And somewhere between the test and the curriculum, I hope that one day when life's obstacles come their way that they'll think back and say, I think this is what Mr. Waller was trying to tell me. And it's been fun watching them as they grow and get married and have children of themselves and become good adults. It makes you know that what you do is worthwhile sometimes.
I've put off doing this flip grid for quite a while. I was procrastinating because this is not really my cup of tea to express my feelings or make them public. But after thinking about it and kind of being forced to do it, thanks Renee, there's 967 reasons why I still choose to be here. I never know which student is gonna be that reason, but I'm thankful for all of them, and I appreciate the opportunity they give me to let me work with them.
Over a quarter of a century ago, I was a performer, writer, and composer who was looking for work. A position came open in Currituck County, and I took it. And through doing that, I discovered that not only did I love what I was doing, but I loved sharing my passion for the performing arts with students. So I guess you could say that teaching chose me.
Why am I teaching? Well, a few reasons. When I owned a chain of auto repair centers, it was my most difficult task was to find someone out of high school who was worthy of being hired. The second reason, well, it's not the money. Oh, I know what it is. It's watching their minds get blown with all these challenges and new technology. And I guess the final reason, oh, I know. I get the big desk.
It's my passion in life to make a positive difference in the lives of others. Music is my hook. It's how I reach those I teach. Making music teaches us to trust, to be okay with making mistakes, to be okay with assessment and critique, to constantly improve, to work with others, to communicate, to create, to make a positive difference in the lives of others. Cheryl Lavender says the fact that children can make beautiful music is less significant than the fact that music can make beautiful children. Through the love of music is my how, for the love of people is my why.
On May 23rd, 1953, this handsome fella right here, Sir Edmund Hillary, finally reached the summit of Mount Everest, a feat that everybody told him is crazy! He climbed the tallest mountain in the world. It's kind of crazy. But we teach teenagers each and every day, so we're kind of crazy too. But we're going to help those young people reach their goals. No matter how tall that mountain is, we're going to push them up that mountain, reach through adversity, and get to the top no matter what.